All good movies start with a flashback. Flash your mind back to the 90s, the height of fashion, movies, and the peak of world peace. 11-year-old Nat is doing her best to fit in and lay low in the cesspool of America. Having been kicked out of school for her hairdo, she's heading home to play with her fake sister, who's bad at running. Ah, I remember you from the 90s. You're in that really cool movie. So the mummy tells her to pop a concrete pill and harden up.
Your pain only makes you stronger.
Before taking a moment to tell them about science. You see, the fireflies are actually a thematic reference to how the sun literally shines out of the MCU's. Hopper gets back from work and, like a true Russian, goes straight for a drink. He tells the mummy he finally stole the secret stuff, and they only have about an hour to escape before S.H.I.E.L.D. are after them, but no need to rush or anything. Remember cassettes? We play some copyrighted music till we get to a secret plane. Hopper doesn't get in because he wants to show the audience that he's a super soldier. The mummy gets shot, and S.H.I.E.L.D. decides to play chicken with Nat. The family gets away and flies 1,339 miles to Cuba so they can finally speak English with the Russian accent again.
It's been over 3 years.
They manage to get the mummy on a stretcher just in the nick of time.
Oh, Doc, I ain't dead.
Excuse me, I believe I'm the doctor.
And fake sister gets to play an Uno reverse card.
Pain only makes you stronger.
Nat and fake sister get taken by the Russians and we get to see child trafficking over the opening credits. Russian Harvey Weinstein takes girls and brainwashes them into assassins.
A few moments later.
Black Widow, aka Natasha Romanoff, aka Just Nat, is on the run from the MCU's most feared villain. A reminder that the Hulk movie still exists. Old Mustachio Thunderbolt Ross is pissed that she committed
lèse majesté
because she helped Cap escape the Sokovia Accords and Bucky escape an ass-whooping by Wakanda. Mustachio gives Nat a call so she can remind him he's dumb and old before discovering that one of the best spies in the world remembered to take her tracker off. Now we're over with fake sister who's all grown up and doing Black Widow side quests of her own. After some casual murder, she hoofs the red dust, which instantly breaks 21 years of mind control.
Super easy. Barely an inconvenience.
Dying lady says she needs to sprinkle the dust on all the other widows, so fake sister rips out her tracker and ditches the other widows. Her mates aren't taking that lying down, so they ask Russian Harvey if they can introduce us to the mini-boss villain, Task Manager. They interrupt him watching Civil War on Blu-ray to install some updates and do the Joker smile.
Smile.
Back in Norway, some guy gives Nat a package that got picked up at her old safe house in Budapest, but she couldn't be less interested. Nat goes on a midnight snack trip so we can right the wrongs of Iron Man 2.
Nice.
And gets blown to Kingdom Come, giving her Captain Marvel's invincibility. Task Manager arrives very, very slowly to give Nat time to get out and have a bit of a flippy punch-up over the package.
I'll try spinning. That's a good trick.
Nat gets Spartan kicked off the bridge, but psych, she's done the old switcheroo, and Task Manager can't swim. Nat heads back to Budapest and discovers long-lost fake sister is waiting in the old safe house. Having not seen each other in at least 7 years, they, quite reasonably, have a sisterly fight to the death.
Stop!
Once they've let off some steam, they have a chat, and fake sister explains that the Red Room is still operational, and that big cockney Russian, Harvey Weinstein, never actually died.
Where were you last week? Berlin. What were you doing there? Just keeping me eye on the Germans.
Nat calls bull, but it's been too long since we had an action scene, so the floorboards decide to creak above them just before the widows blow a hole through the ceiling. They abseil through the asbestos, but have a hard time getting Nat because of the dust storm they just made. Instead of disarming the widows and using the red dust on them, fake sister and Nat decide to gap it over the roof. Sniper lady decides to run after them by herself, and all three of them forget they have pistols.
Shoot her! Shoot!
Nat and fake sister figure now's a good time to take up pole dancing because continuing to run around the roof would be exactly what the enemy would expect.
Oh. It's just what they'll be expecting us to do.
Sniper lady grabs hold of Nat and decides to reverse Mufasa herself with a knife so she can fall to her death. Luckily, fake sister flies through glass and into the safety of a concrete wall. Nat is less lucky, but it's okay because she's got vibranium bones. Sniper lady isn't quite dead yet, but unfortunately for her, Russian Harvey doesn't have cameras installed, so she has to terminate herself before she can shoot Nat and before fake sister can give her the red dust. We don't have long to breathe though, because Task Manager brought a tank.
Do you think maybe he's compensating for something?
After sustaining some brain damage and defying the laws of physics, Task Manager decides it's time to recreate Hawkeye and Winter Soldier's hero shots. Nat and fake sister thank their lucky stars that they were wearing their seatbelts, and that Task Manager shot the arrow into the explosion-proof underneath of the car. Task Manager tries to Captain America them, but misses. He makes sure to walk slowly and not retrieve the shield so that fake sister has enough time to bleed a path into the sewers. With the mini-boss out of the way, we can focus on reminding ourselves of the movie we should have had about Nat and Hawkeye.
Barton and I spent 2 days hiding out up here.
You and I remember Budapest very differently.
A double 3 in a row. Wow. But now it's 2009 and Nat has a Russian accent.
All clear.
She blows up Russian Harvey's daughter to make sure they get him so she can be accepted by S.H.I.E.L.D. And now we finally know what Loki was talking about.
Dreykov's daughter.
Fake sister Nat fix their wounds with ibuprofen, have some sister bonding time, and we're on the road again. We take a short pit stop with some guy to tell him he's sensitive, and pick up a chopper to go rescue Hopper so they can find out where the Red Room is. Meanwhile, Hopper's been in prison because his costume was too overt for Russian Harvey's covert operations. We see the inmates line up to arm wrestle a super soldier, while another guy with the world's steadiest hand completes a tattoo on his back. We need to know that Hopper is completely brain damaged, so he brags about fighting Captain America, much in the same way that Greta Thunberg could claim that she dropkicked Hitler.
How dare you?
Major calls him out, so naturally Hopper breaks his arm.
There's no bones left.
Nat has full control of the prison somehow and opens the way for Hopper to get outside. She takes the opportunity to create a trailer shot, whilst fake sister causes a Mulan avalanche and inadvertently dooms the entire prison.
They're dead. Every single one of them.
I hate.
After doing some George of the Jungle moves and some light-hearted gags about forced sterilization of women, Hopper says he doesn't know where the Red Room is, but the mummy might. Fake sister says they don't have enough fuel to get there, but Hopper says they do, which is funny because they only have enough fuel to get there within a short walking distance from the place. Hilarious. We reunite with the mummy and Hopper squeezes into his old suit, just in time for some fake family drama and to torture a CGI pig. The mummy tells us how amazing it is to remove free will from people and subjugate them. We get to tell Hopper how dumb he is again, and we find out that Nat wasn't abandoned. She's just an orphan. After a bit of crying about how she was the one to invent and implement mind control, the mummy reveals that she's already alerted the Red Room and they'll be here any second. Mum of the year. Hopper tries to have a moment with fake sister, but remember, he's stupid, and we haven't had any action in a while now. Taskmaster arrives late to the party again, but the mummy has already subdued the girls and we all set off to the Red Room. Turns out the reason why no one knows where it is because it floats around in the sky.
Are you serious?
The mummy goes to chat with Russian Harvey. He tells her she needs to take apart their brains to figure out why the mind control was broken, while we see some other randoms preparing to cut out fake sister's brain. We also see Nat and Hopper in 2 cells with super soldier proof glass doors. Back in Russian Harvey's office, he reveals that he knows it's actually Nat in disguise because he knows the look in her eyes. Okay. So we switch back to Hopper, who's finally having a character moment where he explains his true feelings and asks for forgiveness. Hang on, he's stupid. Turns out he's not even talking to the right person because the mummy is wearing Nat's face. The mummy breaks them out and tells fake sister she's hidden a knife to help her escape. Fake sister uses it to kill 3 guys, but is stabbed with anaesthetic. Don't worry though, she's impervious to it, so we'll never bring it up again. We cut back to Hopper so he can pretend to have a character moment again before we're reminded of how stupid it is. Of course he's the only one not on comms.
What are you?
An idiot sandwich.
Back to Nat, and Russian Harvey is busy giving his evil monologue, which includes not giving a second thought about killing her real mother, and how he's grateful that Nat tried to blow him up. Task Manager pulls off the helmet to reveal that it's a woman! In fact, Task Manager is the daughter that Nat thought she blew up. Of course, the explosion only injured her, and not Russian Harvey. This was great news for him, because it gave him an excuse to take her out of school and give her a mind control chip. During Task Manager's time in the Red Room, they discovered that she had the ability to copy any MCU fight choreography she watched on TV. Russian Harvey sends Task Manager to fight the others, so that Nat can try to kill him and realise that she can't. Down below, fake sister evades troops wearing airsoft masks, and Hopper tries to have another character moment, but of course, he's stupid. Task Manager evaluates Hopper and decides the best way to fight him is by cultural appropriation.
What's up?
The mummy tries to land the Red Room, but the controls are shut down, and Nat baits Russian Harvey into bragging about his master plan.
Damn it, you're weak. But it's easier to be tough in front of defenseless little girls, huh? If I don't tell you when to stop, then how will you know when to shut up?
I own this world.
Oh, stop it.
He unlocks his PC with the latest ring print technology and shows Nat a specially prepared little presentation on how he's infiltrated the world using the surplus of girls. If there's one thing that powerful men despise the most, it's girls. We see Hopper getting beaten up by a non-super soldier, and the mummy ends up destroying an engine rather than be recaptured. Turns out the reason why nobody can kill Russian Harvey is because of his deodorant. But aha, Nat knows this, so she breaks her nose. That's science. Unfortunately, he's rescued by the widows and leaves them to kill Nat. Nat uses her super electric hand bullets for a bit, until she gets attacked with a stick. Fortunately, none of the other widows use their hand bullets, or we wouldn't have a cool fight scene. They decide to kick Nat to death, which gives Fake Sister enough time to throw a red dust bomb over them and snap them out of the mind control. Russian Harvey realises he left his ultimate power password ring behind, but it's too late, and Nat is already downloading all his browser history onto a flash drive. She unbreaks her nose and runs away from some CGI fire and into the final PS3 cutscene. The Mummy pilots a jet as Hopper tries to deal with the world's most dedicated goons. Nat lets Taskmaster out of the cell and makes it all the way to Russian Harvey's escaping chopper. Fake Sister climbs up onto a green screen and the guards graciously refrain from shooting her so that she can drop the most emotional line of the movie.
This was fun! No!
We continue with the cutscene and Russian Harvey is finally gone. Thankfully, Fake Sister was protected from the explosion by plot armor, and Nat is able to give her a parachute before continuing on with the final boss fight.
Challenge everything.
Task Manager lets Nat grab a hold of her so they can both use the parachute to get safely to ground.
They fly now?
Now this is pod racing.
They fly now!
They do a couple more flippy moves, then Nat gets her helmet off and gets her to hoof the red dust. Task Manager is finally free, and the two bond over the death of Harvey Weinstein. Luckily, all the main cast landed within 100 feet of each other, so we can have a proper emotional reunion. Fake Sister is now Real Sister. Nat has given a reason for us to care about her Infinity War outfit.
And I guess you should take this.
The Mummy is given a pass on her crimes against humanity.
Heroes don't torture people.
And Nat lets Hopper have a couple of seconds of a character moment. They're a happy family. But Old Mustachio is back again, invading Russian territory with S.H.I.E.L.D. Nat tells her family to escape, and then the widows arrive to give them a way to escape. Real Sister needs to team up with the Mummy to replicate and free all the widows around the world. They even take Task Manager with them.
Don't worry. We're bringing her with us.
Obviously.
Somehow, Old Mustachio closes in on Nat's location, and then...
A few moments later.
Oh, I guess she escaped S.H.I.E.L.D. again? Never mind all that. Some guy is back with another tie-in to Infinity War. We end with another reminder of the theme of this film. The sun really does shine out of the MCU's... We have just enough time for a post-credit scene that was ruined by Falcon and the Winter Soldier releasing first. Real Sister is visiting Nat's grave after Endgame, and Edgy Haircut rocks up. She's assembling a team, and somehow she's found out what happened on Vormir, and she's blaming Hawkeye for Nat's death. And that's about it. Thanks for stopping by, and if this video left you hungry for more, then I think it's time for a sub.
Do it.